Inspired, vibrant, award-winning, celebrity, bespoke. Five Rivers. The difference is in the detail.
This programme is sponsored by Five Rivers Restaurant, Walsall.
Hanji dosto, you're joined by Inder Singh on Sky Channel 847 Sangat TV. We've got a legend. He's a very big legend. अपने सियाने बुजुर्ग कहते हुंदे जेड़े legend हुंदे आ ना, it's not an overnight success. This guy has earned the respect. He's fought his way to the top. We're in the ring. We're in the heart of Birmingham. Read the t-shirt. We're with the one and only Kash, the Flash, Gill, Aka, Kashmir Singh Gill. How are you, sir?
Inder. Nice introduction.
You deserve it.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been a long road.
It's been 30 years or so. Or
well,
less.
It's been over 30 years. Yeah, I started back in 1980.
Okay.
It's been a long road. It's been a really enjoyable one.
I was only 5 years old then.
There you go then. It shows you how long I've been in the game. I'm probably one of the first ones, probably a pioneer for kickboxing. Okay. Every street corner you turn there's a club. When I first started, there probably hardly any clubs around. So
you grew up in Birmingham?
I'm from Handsworth, yeah.
The heart of Birmingham.
Actually seen a demonstration of kickboxing in Handsworth Park, and I lived on the same road, so
okay.
On my doorstep.
So it's in the blood from day one?
That's right, yeah. I always wanted to do a contact sport, and my first choice was boxing. I wanted to sing kickboxing. I got addicted to it. Never looked back.
You're from a big family?
I am, yeah. I've got 4 brothers and 1 sister.
Okay.
We had a lot of fights in our family, which made me quite a tough kid.
Yeah.
I've got 3 older brothers and 1 sister.
You had, when you was quite young, you had a heartache where your mother passed away.
That's right, yeah. Our mother died quite young.
Yeah.
I was only 9 years old at the time.
Okay.
I mean, you don't realise until you have your own kids
Yeah.
how young we were.
Yeah.
But in one way, it made me stronger, made me more independent.
Yeah.
We took up jobs very, very young, like doing the hoovering, the washing up, the cleaning. So it made helps us in life in later years. It helps me definitely now.
So your mother was a role model then?
Definitely, yeah. Mother, she had a hard life as a mother, having 6 kids.
Yeah.
It's not easy being 6 kids. I've got 3 kids myself, but having 6 kids in the family and all quite young, it's tough going.
I hear you're going to tell me the rest. You're a former 4 times world kickboxing champion.
I am, yeah. It was been a tough road, back in when I was 17, I had my first fight, won in 1 round. My second fight was a 5-round international fight against a Yugoslavian. So I've had a tough innings, a tough career. I've had 101 fights. You
hear of boxers, you hear of kickboxers winning 1 title, but 4 world titles. That's amazing,
4 world titles at 3 weights. My weight division was between 10 stone 12 and 11 stone 6. I've been 6'3", trying to make 10 stone 12. Anyone out there, I bet it's very, very, very hard to do. I struggled to do it. I dehydrated. I done it the hard way. I call it the flash way, because there's times when I was dizzy and I shouldn't have been in the ring. But being the guy I was, I done it.
I mean, you just mentioned the flash way there. Obviously, you was born Kashmir Singh Gill. I'm very proud to be Kashmir Singh Gill. But this name, this nickname, which has sort of lived with you for years and years, and you still have it today, Kash the Flash Gill. Where did that come from?
That's right. Yeah. Obviously we had. In the ring, I was Kash the Flash, not because I would knock them out early, in a flash, and also my entourage used to come out with a Bangla band.
Okay.
And we had entertainment, we had the nice gowns with the sequins, come from India and stuff like that. So it all came in the makeup.
So you sort of you kept the culture and the tradition in amongst your camp.
That's right. We've done that. Obviously, my parents come from the Punjab, from India, so we need to be proud of that. So that our way of showing, rather than doing it in the ring, the entourage came in, having live Bangla music. You can't beat that, and it educated the audience back in the early '90s, which people are doing now. But I was one of the first ones.
Yeah.
So that was good.
Amazing. I mean, when was how old was you when you won the first title?
My first world title was in 1986. I fought against 4 different guys. The world amateur title it was. It was the same year Mike Tyson beat Trevor Berbick.
Okay.
So and I won the world professional title back in 1991.
Was this all done was it in the UK, or did you have to actually go abroad to fight?
No, I've travelled the world. That was over in France. I had a lot of fights in Europe, in Holland, in France, Germany. And I went out to Australia 4 times, I went out to Hawaii, I went out to South Africa, Kurdistan. I've seen some lovely places. We went for kickboxing. Some places I would never have been to.
Yeah, you would have just stayed in the UK.
Some great memories. It's been really good, been a good journey.
And obviously, you're a role model for a lot of youngsters. You're known, you've been said by many as a people's champion. You do a lot of community work. You've got gyms set up in and around the Midlands. I hear you've got classes and all across the Midlands. I mean, this must make you proud.
Definitely, yeah. I want to spread it more, have it go more nationally, get clubs in, out of Birmingham. We are quite big in the Midland area, but we need to spread it more. It's been a hard work, building up. Obviously, my name's well known, my face is well known, but the name's well known. It's been good having all the clubs. For the young kids from 5 years upwards, it's good for the discipline. It's good for the exercise. All we're worried about now is obesity. Kids putting weight on, sitting in front of a PlayStation. It's a different society now, so we need to educate. I do a lot in the schools now, and what I promote is health and fitness. Not just the kickboxing, being active. It can be football, it can be snooker, it can be anything, as long as they're moving around, doing things.
I've seen a lot of feedback on Facebook and stuff. You've just set up a class up in Leamington. I mean, there's 1 or 2 people I actually know there. I've got a relative actually comes to one of your classes, and they've been giving me some really good feedback. They've been saying, it's about time we had one of them classes in Leamington.
That's right. I mean, Leamington's an area which they said there's no world champions been there to do such classes for martial arts. I've started about 4 weeks ago. It's picking up now. It's getting a lot better. We're getting a lot more of the kids come in, and we're getting a good mix. It's not just the Asian kids, it's white kids, black kids.
I was just going to say that your clubs are open to everybody.
That's right.
No matter what colour or creed.
That's the best way to be. We're in a community which is mixed community. It's good for all the races to meet and to get on with each other. That's another word we're trying to spread. Have unity.
So it's not just about sort of opening up gyms and thinking about the pound sign?
I've not thought about the pound sign. That's the next I need to live up to my name, Kash.
You know, I mean, I've been a personal fan of yours for many, many years, and I'm not just saying that because you're sat here in front of me, but you know, you just touched on the subject. I mean, I touched on the subject also, that, you know, being a role model, doing a lot of work in the community. It's nice to see, you know, you're actually putting something back into the community.
That's right. I mean, it's been an education for me, you know, seeing the world and coming back to tell these kids. You know, I was like you, I was from the inner city.
Yeah.
So we need to spread the word and give these kids some belief and some inspiration in their life.
What kind of feedback do you get from the younger generation? Is it like, you know, who's this guy, or, you know, why is he telling me, or do they actually, is there discipline and is there respect?
No, it's good, because normally they get politicians coming, or police, or fire officers. Yeah. Us walking in, I do a lot of work with Apache Indian as well, being a pop singer, him going in, with me going in, we're completely different to what they normally get, so they take it straight away and they listen. Music and sport, you can never go wrong.
Yeah.
This programme is sponsored by Five Rivers Restaurant, Walsall.
Inspired, vibrant, award-winning, celebrity, bespoke. Five Rivers. The difference is in the detail.
This programme is sponsored by Five Rivers Restaurant, Walsall.
Are you a religious man?
I believe in God.
Yeah.
I got to God occasionally.
Yeah.
But I don't really get a lot of time. But
yeah. But you make time when obviously you have time.
I like to go at least a couple of times a year.
Yeah. Achievement-wise, obviously you've won the world title 4 times. Apart from them, has there any been away from kickboxing achievements? Or is it all? Good question, eh? Or is it all kickboxing related?
Education at school. I wasn't the brightest of kids, but academically I was okay. I got by. I left with a few what they call GCSEs. I done okay. I went to college for a year. One good thing I done at college, I done a business course. 1 year business course. That really helped me running my gym and running my schools. So when I look back at it, maybe I should have continued it, but obviously I've done well in my other chosen field. Yeah. So that college was a good experience for me.
You grew up in Handsworth, so obviously you went to school in Handsworth. Primary school, which school did you go to?
Yeah, I was at St Michael's Primary School.
Okay.
Same place Apache Indian went to as well, so we were lifelong friends.
Okay, and then you went to secondary school?
I went to Hampstead Hall, over in Hamsworth Wood.
Yeah.
Used to walk there every morning, 2 miles, 3 miles walk.
Okay.
Walk back as well.
Apache Indian was at the same school as you?
No, he was at a different senior school, he went to Hamsworth Wood.
Okay. Yeah. But you're obviously you're schoolboy friends and you're still friends now?
That's right, yeah. We've both done well in our chosen fields. He went away and done his thing. Yeah. I went away and done mine. Now we suddenly come together. And now we're doing more things together in the schools. Okay,
you're working together obviously on kickboxing projects? Or?
Well, we try and educate them on sport and he educates them on music, about being DJs, singing, obviously his experiences in life as well.
Pastimes away from kickboxing. Do you have much free time away from kickboxing?
I've got 3 kids.
Okay.
They take a lot of my time. We'll take them to football, take them here, take them there. So I have a lot of time with my kids and I enjoy that time because it's away from me and I can switch off. Yeah. But a lot of the time, 95% of the time is what I do here. I live in the gym.
It's in the blood.
Well, that's what made me world champion. What made me world champion is living in the gym that made me a champion.
2011, December just gone. You actually fought in Kazakhstan, didn't you?
That's right. I had a phone call on the Thursday. I was training in the gym. It was from Cynthia Rothrock, who's well known in the martial arts. She said Don Wilson's opponents pulled out. Okay. She knew I was in good shape. Yeah. She went, would I take the fight? I'm not fought for 10 years.
I was going to say you retired, didn't you?
Yeah. But I said, what kind of rules is it? It's in the cage.
Yeah.
3 rounds. I went, let's go and do it. And help Don Wilson out, because Don Wilson's a big name. Obviously,
Very
he's a
big
lot
name,
older
yeah.
than me.
Yeah.
So I wasn't really scared of the fight, but just the distance of going all the way to Kazakhstan. I went on my own, had a great time out there. All the Hollywood actors out there. It was very good.
Loads of pictures, loads of handshakes, loads of autographs.
Yeah, it was good, yeah.
It's good for your profile. I mean, when you started back in the 80s, early 90s, there wasn't much internet about, was there? There wasn't, you know, Facebook and Twitter. There wasn't sort of all this media attention that there is now. I mean, maybe if that was around back then, Kash the Flash Gill would have been very, very big. I mean, you're enormous anyway, but
well,
do you ever...
When you say that, yeah, probably in the UK, it would have helped my name, but I was probably more famous in countries like Holland, France, Germany, Australia. I was well known. Out of England, I was probably more famous than I was here.
Yeah.
But having said that, that's why it's moving. Technology is moving. Everyone's getting footballers.
Yeah.
It is changing. But I'm still involved in the sport, and I produced 5 world champions, you know, which I'm proud of doing as well.
You have a biography out and all?
The biography is coming out soon.
Oh, it's coming out?
It's not come out yet.
I saw one of the advertisements and I thought...
It says, reserve your copy.
Okay.
Yeah, it's my life in a flash.
Put one down for me.
I'll definitely put one down for you.
When's it coming out?
We're hoping October, November this year. Once I get my back out, which I'm having a meeting with on Friday. So if I get the back out, then it will come out this year.
So obviously, for you guys, जिन्होंने नहीं पता, biography is the life of Kash the Flash Gill. Tells you everything.
Well,
everything or just...
Well, what it is, it's quite broad because it goes right from my childhood, about how I was involved in the riots, how I took up kickboxing, how I was from a big family. There's 53 contributors, UB40 are in there, some famous footballers in there, some famous boxers.
Yeah.
So it's a very, very good read. So it's not just about fighting, I'll talk about 4 more world titles in there.
How long have you been sort of gearing up for this biography? You've been writing most of it yourself, or have you had help from...
Well, being a biography, I've got an author.
Yeah.
And we get together it used to be every week, but now it's once a month.
Okay.
And she puts everything together.
So looking forward to November, December.
It will definitely be a good thing to do.
And I hear you went to 10 Downing Street to meet the Prime Minister. It was for a Vaisakhi show.
That's right, yeah. I mean, big honour going down. Normally I can't get past the gates, you know, there's always security there, but I went in and that particular day, the Prime Minister got called away to, I think the trouble in Lebanon and that was going on. He got called away, but George Osborne was there, but it was good to be amongst all the Sikh, high-profile Sikhs there. Had a good time.
Some big names.
There were some very big names there, yeah.
You know, I mean, I put myself in your footsteps, you know, in your place. I'd be really proud, you know. Like you said, you've worked hard for it. You've worked very hard, you know. It's not an overnight success, but like you've got gyms.
Yeah,
how many gyms is there?
Becoming a world champion is not easy. I mean, it was a tough road. You know, people talk about it now, become world champion. You know, I had a lot of hard fights out there. You know, the fights I had abroad were really, really tough. People haven't seen them fights. You know, me and my trainer Howard, we talk about them. Yeah. But it's been a tough road. You know, now I'm doing all these gyms, and this was my dream, to have a gym like this. You know, have a full-time gym, Kash and Flash gym.
How many classes do you have here?
Well, we're open every day, but it's not as busy as it should be.
Yeah.
Maybe we just need to push it a bit more.
Yeah. Seeing obviously you've got all kinds of age groups, from youngsters to middle aged.
Yeah. We've got them from 5 years upwards all the way. We've got ladies only classes as well. So
very good.
It's good. It's a good mix, and it's not just about fighting.
Yeah.
It's about keeping yourself in good shape,
That's
learning
amazing.
a system of self-defense, and just feeling good. Look at me. Look how well I look.
No, you look very well.
For 25.
Health-wise, you know, are you on a strict diet, or is it like sort of you eat whatever you want but you train hard in the gym?
Well, I still have one fear. My fear is still scales, because I've been watching my weight all my life.
Okay.
I still don't want to step on the scales, and I'm still very conscious of having fish and chips.
Okay.
Munchy chips.
Yes.
I'm still really conscious. Yes. So I do eat healthy, but I do have a little flips and bursts where I might eat some junk food, but not very often.
Okay. Have you got any world champions that they're making here?
Well, I produced 5.
Okay.
But now I'm going to try and spend more time just building my classes up, build the gym up, because I spent my whole life building champions. it's been good, but I will still look for talent that's up and coming. You know, I'll always be doing that. I'll always be talent, and I can always tell everyone I predicted that he'll be world champion. It's worked, and I predicted right.
You know what? I'm gonna ask a couple of the students how good you really are. I mean, you're sitting here telling me all this stuff, right? I mean, I know quite a bit about you anyway, but you're gonna get the truth out of some of the students and all. So let's take it away with some of the students.
This programme is sponsored by Five Rivers Restaurant, Walsall.
Inspired, vibrant, award-winning, celebrity, bespoke. Five Rivers. The difference is in the detail.
This programme is sponsored by Five Rivers Restaurant, Walsall.
The knee now. Just the knee. That's the part to go for. Oh, another great kick. Great kick. Just behind the knee. Just behind the jaw.
I think we're gonna call it a day here because it's getting a bit too much here in the ring. I'm getting a bit scared. Quite tall, ain't you?
Quite. Less of the quiet. I am 12, 6'3".
This is still the interview. There's no fights or anything now. Okay.
Oh, all right then. I'm just gonna get the gloves on for me and you.
No, we're brothers. We're friends. You know.
Okay.
So.
In that case, let's shake on it.
I've got some nice quotes, nice questions here. It's the 30 seconds of fun with Kash the Flash Gill. Bit of humour. I like to put a bit of humour into a bit of action. So,
okay.
Got some questions for you. Just answer them as they come to mind.
Okay.
Don't think about
that
it.
That should be
right?
good fun.
Amitabh Bachchan or Tamindra?
Amitabh Bachchan.
English food or Indian food?
Indian.
Do you prefer to be married or single?
I was married. Single.
Okay. White Range Rover Sports or black?
Black.
Milk or fizzy Coke?
Milk, for real.
Running or walking?
Running.
Soho Road or the Bull Ring?
Definitely Soho Road.
Keep it in the heart, huh?
That's right, yeah.
Cake or fruit?
Oh, cake.
Jean-Claude Van Damme or Bruce Lee?
Bruce Lee.
Sholay or Rambo?
Sholay.
Good answers, good answers. There you go, Dosto. A bit of humour with Kash the Flash Gill. We're going to finish it here now. But before we finish it, a message from the legend. For all the Sangat viewers, all the young generation, if there's a message you want to give, what would it be? It could be related to kickboxing, general.
Well, generally, the message I send out to the children and the kids is keep healthy, eat healthy, you know, a little bit of cake now and again, but train hard and enjoy yourself.
Whether it's kickboxing, whether it's football, whether it's
any sport, as long as the kids keep active, because all we read about is the negative things. I've got many tough fights. I mean, with the internet now, YouTube, people can see the greatest comeback ever.
Yeah.
That really stands out in my mind. Because round 7, I got hit with one of the worst punches you could ever hit with. It actually broke my nose, almost broke my heart. But
was you on the floor?
I went down for a count and I got up and I survived round 8. And round 9, you're waiting to see it. You need to watch. And there's another fight I fought was the champion of Thailand, a guy called Superman, who's 6 foot.
Okay.
It's very rare you get anyone from Thailand who's 6 foot. And we had 5-round world title fight in Thai boxing. We're not talking about me doing Thai boxing. Okay. In the early 90s, I used to fight Thai boxing as well. I didn't become world champion. I came very, very close. I fought the best from Thailand. And I lost on points, but what a class fight that was. I got dropped in the first 2 rounds, and came back the next 3. Another fight that I had was over in South Africa, out with the Lions. The guy was 6 kilos overweight. There's no way I was robbed on that fight. I went 12 rounds, I gave him a hammering, and they'd give him the decision. I mean, I could be here for the whole hour, 2 hours, just telling you about different fights.
That name of that fight, out with the Lions, I mean, that would just scare me, you know. I'd see that on the billboard and said, you know, I'd leave that to Cash the Flash.
Well, it wasn't called that, but that's what I called it. But Richard and Donana was the guy I fought against. And 12 rounds, you know, I went out there, 70 kilos, only 6 kilos over. There's no way you can use 6 kilos and do 12 rounds. So there's been experience in my life as a fighter. I call it bad management. Yeah. You know, so I had a fight over in Kurdistan, open air, 40,000 people watching. You know, I'm a close starter. It started to rain, and I didn't really warm up, and I got stopped in 2 rounds. You know, it's not all about winning. It's the experiences in life.
Experience taking part.
My 3rd fight was in Austria. I fought the European Championships, and I actually got knocked out, and I got carried out of the ring on a stretcher. You know, people don't know that. That's how the Cash the Flash. That was the part that made me the champion I am today. Out on the stretcher, and I woke up at the hospital about 6 minutes later. I got up, I went back down. That could have changed my career completely. I said, forget it, I'm not doing this. Luckily, my parents, luckily my father was a former wrestler from the Punjab, and he encouraged me, and he said, you've got to keep going on.
Okay, your father was a wrestler from the Punjab?
He was, yeah, he was quite a champion.
I thought he was like nearly every other Punjabi father, a foundry worker.
No, he was a foundry worker, but when he came here, he was like king of the village, as they do in India.
You learn something new every day. Role model for you. I mean, obviously you mentioned your mother was a role model. As in fighting wise, you know, the great fighters, whether it was to do with kickboxing, or karate, or boxing.
Well, I had my trainer called Howard Brown, who was also a former world champion. I look up to Howard a lot, and he's very, very knowledgeable. He's one of my role models, as well as people in the boxing world like Tommy Hearns, Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran. I used to follow Tommy Hearns was my big inspiration. He was built like
America.
He was 6'3", 6'2". He was 10 stone 12, and he went up the weight division. So I was very similar to Tommy Hearns. He was called the Hitman, very, very good fighter.
So there you go, Dosto. He's mentioned his greatest comeback ever. You can catch that on YouTube. There's loads of clips, loads of footage of Cash the Flash Gill. Get typing now. Loads of DVDs. There's DVDs about you.
There is, there is. You can get DVDs. You can go on the Cash the Flash website and find out about them.
There you go. Cost money or are they free?
Oh, I don't know about that.
Right, there you go. A message from a great role model, people's champion, very, very hard-working member of the community, Cash the Flash Gill. Anything else before I go in a flash? Just one more message.
Well, one thing is you guys, Sangat TV, is doing great for the community. Very good coverage of the riots. I mean, everyone around the country is talking about Sangat TV viewing. So Sangat, keep it up. Very proud of you. And the other thing is, keep it kicking.
There you go, dosto. Cash the Flash Gill, Inder Singh. Tuada sareyan da bahut dhannawad for tuning in. It's all about one. It's all about bringing the community together. It's all about Sangat TV, channel 847 on Sky. Thank you very much to the Sangat TV team. Thank you very much to Ricky Paji. Thank you very much to everybody for your love and support. Keep it tuned, keep it locked. Sangat TV, Sky channel 847. Oh.
I think we should stop off and let me ever go in.
No. मेरी तो समझ लो दोस्तों बस होगी. That was just a few seconds with Cash the Flash Gill.
It looks easy on the telly, doesn't it?
It does look easy. I'll tell you something. The first Asian world champion kickboxer. Cash the Flash Gill. Sangat's date with the great. from one great to another great. Don't forget to join me on the next Sangat Date with the Great on Sangat TV.
This programme is sponsored by Five Rivers Restaurant, Walsall.
Inspired, vibrant, award-winning, celebrity, bespoke. Five Rivers. The difference is in the detail.
This programme is sponsored by Five Rivers Restaurant, Walsall.